What's going on, everybody? Still set up for a concert that we never had. I'm in the school, gym's empty, trap set up. I'm bored. Got my drumming hat, drumming shoes, my rock star shirtless drink, and so I'm gonna make a video on all the things you know to get started in drumming. I'm gonna go as quick as I can and hopefully not talk too much. If you need help in anything, pause the video. So here we go. First things first. Kick drum. Play with your foot. You can play with your heel up or heel down. Doesn't matter. When you hit it, bury it into the drum. Left hand, snare drum. And the hi-hat is the third thing. These three things will be what you're going to start on. First step, boom, click. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like every song you ever heard. Second step, we're going to add one single hi-hat to each of these. So every time you go, just cross your hand over, and I want you to hit the hi-hat. 1. I'm going to speed it up. Okay, next step, we're going to continue boom click on 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to continue this on 1, 2, 3, 4, except this time we're going to add one extra beat to the hi-hat. We're actually going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, still just like doing this, except you add an extra beat. Notice, keep in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Once you speed that up, that is the very first step you should know automatically in your brain to be a good drummer. Next step, we got those three things down. We're going to mix up the kick drum. We're either going to go boom boom or boom boom, meaning it's either going to be one hand or and one. I'll show you what I mean. First example. Switch to the kick drum. Notice it moves with my hand. Drop that in anywhere. Next way you want to mix up the kick drum is to put it in 1. 1, 2, 3, and 1. If I do that same thing over again. So now I have those two different patterns on my kick drum. I'm going to do this pattern with my snare. I'm going to mix up both beats. So, mixing up the kick drum. Next step, once you got these three things down, when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to crash a cymbal on 1. Now, when you crash a cymbal, that sounds weak. You gotta hit the kick drum with it. Sounds better than. So, on every couple measures, every couple 4 beat groupings, you're gonna crash on 1. I'll show you what I mean. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. don't have to get right back to the hi-hat. Give it a little break. But crash. So adding the crash cymbal on one is the next step. So we got these three things. We got the crash cymbal on one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt a fill. And all a fill is going to do, for those of you that aren't music people, 4 hits to the drum for each beat of music. So what I mean is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to use all 4 of these right in a row. You can use any pattern you want. You can mix it up. Just know where 1 is, so you can come back in with 1. To demonstrate. Last thing is this. When you go all the way around, that's an easy way to get to your, what we call the ride cymbal. The ride cymbal is also a beat keeper, just like the hi-hat, but instead of doing this, you do this. Same thing, you can mix up the crash pattern. Easy way to get over there. So those are basically your essentials. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, Now, I'm going to use all those things. I'm going to throw in a little bit extra of these, a little bit of extra of these, a couple extra of these, some crashes like that. I'm just going to play a little beat for you and elaborate on what I just taught you, and that'll be it. Actually, you know what? We're going to speed it up. Double pedal. I'm not very good at it. Backbeat, last thing, always 2 and 4. 1. And drummers, always, big ending. Thanks for enjoying my video. Guys, stay safe.